Today, today we'll be working in my workbook called Preparing to Leave Mount Sinai, and it has to do with numbers. This was actually book one of Preparing to Leave Mount Sinai, Census and Formation. There will be another one of dealing with chapters 5 through 9, 15, verse 15, because that's all the time that they're taking to prepare to leave Mount Sinai. Again, looking at the timeline, we're right here in the star. They haven't left yet, and they're still working on preparations. Looking at the table of contents, we've already completed chapter 1, preparing to count the 12 tribes. Now we're actually going to go into the census of the 12 tribes. So, right here. Chapter 2, the census of the 12 tribes, numbers 120 through 54. Numbers 120, from the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number for the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. From the descendants of Simeon, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were counted and listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Simeon was 59,300. Now we're going to have the count of all eligible men. This does not include ineligible men, as well as does not include all women and all children. It is guesstimated that this count will represent 70% of the total men. If you add an equal number of women and then add 20% of the number for children, you should have a good idea of the total number of Israelites. Let's see what that gives us. How many eligible men from the Reuben tribe? 46,500. How many eligible men from the Simeon tribe? 59,300. How many total eligible men so far? So if you add those two numbers up, you'll get 105,800. Okay. Numbers 124. From the descendants of Gad, all men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Gad was 45,650. From the descendants of Judah, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name. According to the records of their clans and families, the number from the tribe of Judah was 74,600. Notice in the tribe of Gad, it goes to 650. That's the only time it's not rounded up or down. Kind of funny. Anyway, the eligible men from the Gad tribe is 45,650. The eligible men from the Judah tribe is 74,600. Now, if you add those two up, you have 120,250. And if you take the eligible men from the prior page, which was 105,800, total eligible men so far is 226,050. So now, of these tribes, which tribe is the largest? And that'd be Judah, with 74,000. Which tribe is the smallest? And it's Gad at 45,000. Okay. Okay, Numbers 128. From the descendants of Ishkar, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Ishkar was 54,400. From the descendants of Zebulun, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name. According to the records of their clans and families, the number from the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. Okay, how many eligible men from the Ishkar tribe? 54,400. How many men from the Zebulun tribe? 57,400. So how many total eligible men from Ishkar and Zebulun is 111,800. And I'm taking the eligible men from the prior page, which is 226,050, Then you add that up so far, you've got 337,850. So now the tribe with the largest amount of men is still Judah. The tribe with the smallest amount of men is still Gad. Numbers 132 from the sons of Joseph. From the descendants of Ephraim, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. From the descendants of Manasseh, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Manasseh was 32,200. So, how many eligible men from the Ephraim tribe? 40,500. The eligible men from the Manasseh tribe? 32,200. The total eligible men from Ephraim and Manasseh is 72,700. The total eligible men from the prior page is 337,850. Total eligible men so far then is 410,550. The tribe with the largest amount of men is still Judah, but now the tribe with the smallest amount of men have been changed to Manasseh. Okay. So Numbers 136, from the descendants of Benjamin, all men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The numbers for the tribe of Benjamin was 35,400. From the descendants of Dan, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Dan was 62,700. So now, looking at that, how many eligible men from the Benjamin tribe? 35,400. How many men from the Dan tribe? 62,700. And so the eligible men from Ben and Dan, adding those two together, would be 98,100. The eligible men from the prior page was 410,550. So the total eligible men so far was 508,650. The tribe again with the largest amount of eligible men is Judah, and the tribe with the smallest amount of eligible men is still Manasseh. Okay. So Numbers 140 from the descendants of Asher. All men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Asher was 41,500. From the descendants of Naphtali, all men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. So from the tribe of Asher, we have 41,500. From the tribe of Naphtali is 53,400. Total eligible men with Asher and Naphtali is 94,900. The eligible men from the prior page was 508,650. So total eligible men so far is 603,550. The largest tribe is still Judah. The smallest tribe is still Manasseh. So here's a summary. Eligible males on the far left, and it does equal the total that we came out with, 603,550. Now, if the Bible scholars are correct, and that's 70% of the total men, then bringing that to 100% would be the next column. And then also making 100% of women equaling men, which isn't always the case, but this is an approximation. So you have that and that, and then children being 25% of the males. So now you've got grand totals. And so roughly we have 2 million people of these 12 tribes. We're not including Levites. So 2 million people. And how they were counted, by the way, where it's how they were centered around the tabernacle. We went through that in the first chapter. Okay. Numbers 144. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. All the Israelites 20 years old or more who were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total number was 603,550. The ancestral tribe of Levites, however, were not counted among the others. The Lord had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Levites." What tribe was not included in the military census? And that was the Levites. Were they to be counted at all? They are going to be counted. They'll be counted later in Numbers 3 for a different reason. Why are the Levites handled so differently? God has special design for the Levites. Interestingly, we saw them being picked as special in Exodus 28:29 before we found out why. I had always assumed, before digging deep into the scriptures, that the Levites were picked as priests because Moses and Aaron were Levites. However, God gave Moses the special design for the work of the Levites around the tabernacle and temple in Exodus 28:29 before the event that distinguished them as unique among the tribes, which happens below. Exodus 32:25-29. Moses saw that the people were running wild and that Aaron had let them get out of control, and so made a laughingstock to their enemies. So he stood at the entrance to the camp and said, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." All the Levites rallied to him. Then he said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each man strap a sword to his side, go back and forth through the camp from one end to the other, each killing his brother and friend and neighbor." The Levites did as Moses commanded, and that day about 3,000 of the people died. Then Moses said, "You have been set apart to the Lord today, for you were against your own sons and brothers, and he has blessed you this day." So at that point, the Levites were specially selected by God. Since the Levites were not to be counted from the military census, does this mean that they were exempt from fighting? What do you think? I think that yes, indeed, they were exempt from fighting because they were part of the temple. Numbers 150. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law, over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down. Whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. Notice the first words of verse 50. Instead of what? Instead of the Levites being counted for military, they have a special service. What are the Levites to be in charge of? They're in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law and its furnishings and everything belonging to it. When the Israelites were traveling, what were the Levites to carry? They're going to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. When the Israelites encamped, who were to be in the inner circle around the tabernacle? The Levites. Who alone was to take down and put up the tabernacle? The Levites. What happens if a male other than a Levite tries to help? He'll be put to death. Numbers 152. The Israelites are to set up their tents by divisions, each of them in their own camp under their own standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the covenant law so that my wrath will not fall on the Israelite community. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the covenant law. The Israelites did all this just as the Lord commanded Moses. What are the dark squares in the graph to the side indicate? As you see at the bottom of the graph, the dark graph is the leader in that group. So when they lead out, that's the first group that leads out. Based on the scriptures, what tribe was Merarites, Gershonites, Kohathites, Moses, and the priest part of? The Levites. Why were the Levites between the tabernacle and the rest of the tribes? According to this, so that God's wrath would not fall on the Israelite community. Okay. So normally I have a crossword, but this time I have a maze, and I have the answer to the maze. I'm going to stay on this one for just a little bit. case you wanted to hold here. But the answer is right here. Okay. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and would like to continue in the book of Numbers. Thank you. Bye now.